What's going on, everybody? This is No Filter, a Nintendo podcast, and here's my review for Our World Is Ended for Nintendo Switch. Our World Is Ended is developed by Red Entertainment, which, interestingly enough, were the developers for Fossil Fighters. Yes, Fossil Fighters for Nintendo, which is crazy. Our World Is Ended is a visual novel taking place in Asakusa, Japan, in Tokyo, and I really enjoyed it for that aspect, actually, because I visited Asakusa late last year, so a lot of these places I actually kind of recognize, and a lot of the names I recognize as well, which is really cool, because it hasn't happened to me when I'm playing a Japanese game before, so this is really cool to see. You play as Reiki, this very typical college kid that you see in a lot of these Japanese games, and in this game you play as Reiki, and he is an intern for a game development company called Judgment 7. Judgment 7 is a really unique game developer because they're focusing a lot on different alternate reality programs. They were initially doing some different games. They had a couple hits, some snuffs, and now Reiki here, this new intern, has been testing out some of this alternate reality. And while going through that, he discovers this different world where it seems like the world has ended, I guess you could say. Most people have vanished and very few are there, and they are all put in these different precarious situations. However, that is only for a small little time because he basically gets snapped out of it when he has the alternate reality headset on, and he ends up going back to the Judgment 7 office, and everyone else gets kind of entangled into this world of alternate reality that they're in and actual reality, and trying to figure out what it is. The story doesn't really go straight for that story. A lot of this game is based on the character interactions, which are pretty funny. However, this is a very pervy game, I guess you could say. I haven't really played any of these like straight visual novel Japanese games that have like this amount of like fan service, but you know, a lot of this game is, you know, you get it put into a weird situation where your character is very, you know, timid and like, oh no, I didn't mean that. But then, you know, he would end up like, you know, tripping and his face would go into like a girl's breast or something. And then they'd have like a full, like, you know, 5-minute conversation about how you're a pervert. How dare you do that? And then towards the end, they realize, oh yeah, it was just an accident. Oops, my bad. Haha. That happens a lot in this game. And, you know, it's kind of, you know, I haven't really played through a game like this, but it's, you know, a little, you know, I guess, I don't want to say, you know, it's just a little weird to kind of go through games like this. But hey, if you're into that kind of stuff, it's fun and it's fine. And, you know, I, you know, kind of enjoyed it for what it was. It was kind of funny. But, you know, after they kind of go through that same joke so many times, it's a little like, okay, just Reiki, just do something, man. just do something. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, you just, you know, you happen to cause an accident where, you know, you end up looking down a girl's top or something like that, and then everyone's yelling at you and you don't say anything for 5 minutes as they're just berating you. You know what I mean? It's just stuff like that just doesn't make any sense. But yeah, a lot of the game does revolve around that. There's some interesting characters though, and to be honest, the game looks beautiful, man. Some of the artwork is really fantastic. I like some of the characters here and how they're kind of built up. They're all kind of unique. You know, they have the pervy boss of the whole Judgment 7 game development company. You have the sound designer, who's like this badass skinny girl that they always make fun of how small her breasts are. Again, very kind of weird kind of thing. You have the kind of the idiot girl that's very cute with huge breasts. That's really nice and seems like a very close friend to you, but she's very kind of airheaded. Then you have the quiet emo type that is very kind of mysterious, and she's doing the design of the game. And then you have Iruka, who's this very bombastic, crazy, nerdy, very into his craft kind of a person, and he just very bombastic and crazy. And then you meet some different characters, including like I'm trying to maybe is she German? I think she's supposed to be German, a German developer that lives across seas, but you just might happen to meet her one time. And turns out she might be a very, very young kid, so some of these jokes don't go over so well. But yeah, I know it's a lot of fun kind of going through this stuff. It really is. I've been enjoying it. I go back to it every night before I go to bed, just as if I'm like reading a book or something, and kind of go through a little bit of it. It's tough to kind of just sit through it and go through like an hour of it or something like that, though, because it doesn't just kind of go through the story. The story's kind of crazy, just kind of wonky anyway. It'll have a lot of these kind of like side things here that I just don't see how it's really going to connect in the end. I'd say I'm about maybe 3/4 of the way through, but yeah, I can see it leading up to something. I just don't quite know what it'll be yet, because it kind of beats around the bush a lot. So yeah, that's my review for How Our World Has Ended. I'm definitely enjoying it. I love visual novels first of all, but yeah, there's a little bit less actual interaction, whereas games like 999 and the Phoenix Wright games have a little bit more interaction and choice. This one, it does have a little bit of choice where you will kind of choose what you'll say at certain times, and that will lead to how the characters will react to you. And if you're trying to like be nice to them, or if you're like attacking them, or trying to skirt away and trying to avoid any conflict. Yeah, there's different things like that, but it doesn't happen too often or anything like that. But yeah, that's my review for Our World Has Ended. I want to thank PCube for sending the review copy. I definitely enjoy the game, and I'm definitely going to finish it for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.